Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're answering a viewer question who inquired about a psychopathic Hoover attempt from an ex from her past. This individual was extremely abusive of her, broke her down emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. And this individual is making attempts to reconnect with her. The psychopathic Hoover attempt can oftentimes present itself at times of holidays, times of festivities, reunions that you might experience with this individual. So they might show up at birthdays, anniversaries, specific dates that you shared in common that are significant to the two of you, but yet not readily celebrated because you have let them go. And so this Hoover attempt can be very trying. It can be very frightful. It can be very scary. And I want to emphasize why this occurs, even after the psychopath has been exposed and you know them for who they are. They will intermittently test the water. So they will come back into your life, recontact you when your defenses are down. And this can occur during the holidays when you're prone to remember the good times with them. You're prone to remember the laughs. You're prone to remember the sexual escapades. You're prone to remember the late nights out. And you're forgetting really the abusive individual that you know them to be. It's easy to forgive and forget if you are an empathic person. However, the psychopath is not one that you should forgive and forget. If you forgive them, so be it. That is in your best interest because it can help you bring to closure and healing. However, it is very important that you don't forget. It's important that you don't forget the abuse, the violation of boundaries, when your defenses were down, and how they first broke you into that gaslighting, into that depersonalization, and into that betrayal of your own boundaries and your own values in satisfaction of this addictive relationship to them. So in terms of resistance, it's very important to anticipate that if this occurs, also not to seek it out. So if you are still pursuing them on Facebook, if you're still pursuing them in your photo journal, if you're still pursuing them through texts or through others, realize that it's important to take your eyesight off of them. It's important to let them go fully and trust in yourself and trust in your ability to be able to ward off their temptation, ward off really the psychopathic boredom that tends to draw them back to the easy targets that were once in their life. So remember that the psychopath individual has a high propensity to boredom. And this can mean an extreme restlessness, where they constantly want to be out and about and doing things, from the point where they're constantly pursuing multiple targets at once, where it keeps their need to be in power satiated. It keeps their need to seduce others satiated. They have a high sexualization about them and their manipulations, so they oftentimes use sex as a weapon or use sex as the ammunition to lure people into their web, basically to lure them into their sexuality, their charisma, because the psychopathic individual has a high level of testosterone, which creates an aggressiveness, and this coupled with a high prevalence of dopamine creates a reward center with this aggressiveness, but it also depletes their empathy. So they have a feel-good experience with hurting others. This is the dichotomy, this is the issue, this is the Hoover, this is the hover, however you want to pronounce it. So the psychopathic individual, because of their high incidence of testosterone and proneness to boredom and seeking out high-risk behaviors, they are apt to superficial relationships, superficial Hoover attempts that might shame you for not wanting to get back together with them. And if this is the case, always keep your head on straight, basically meaning keep your head over your heart, and knowing that this individual wants you back for one thing and one thing only, and that is to break you down. It's not even as much for the sexual satisfaction as it is to them to know that they have got you where they want you, and basically which is at the end of their rope, which is tied to devaluing you and discarding you. And if they can do this a second and third time, the rock bottom gets very severe. So I would encourage you to block these individuals on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Even if others feel that this is a great person, this is such a great guy, this is such a great girl, you know, why are you shutting them out? You have your reasons, you know your reasons. So it's very important to stick to your guns and own your reality, because you have exposed the psychopath, and you have had your defenses broken down. This is how they lured their target in the beginning, in that they knew how to break down your defenses. They knew how to wear you out. They knew how to get you to violate your own boundaries, your own standards, to the point where you were defenseless. They got you in a corner where you could not say no. So this is their power, and this is what they thrive on. So be very, very careful, especially during the holidays, when one's defenses are lowered or humanity is at a high. Be very careful not to open your heart to a toxic, psychopathic individual who is apt to use this as an opportunity to further devalue and discard you, and right when you're trying to turn the corner on your healing. So keep the course, keep the faith, keep stock of your truth and your reality, and own that and focus on that moving forward. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.